Good morning, Saleh.
Good morning. We are now at the Valley of the Kings. And the Valley of the Kings, or the Tomb Kings, consists of 62 tombs together. 62. Tomb number 1 discovered Ramses 7. Second tomb, Ramses 4. Number 3, the sons of the king Ramses III. Number 4, the sons of the king Ramses II. And this KB5, where they discovered 133 rooms, belong for 52 sons of the king Ramses II, who died in his life.
Years old.
16?
Yeah.
18?
No, 16.
16.
16. He ruled Egypt 6 years and
From
3
the age
months.
of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 years and 3 months. 6 years and 3 months. And I think he was his murder. This guy, he was his high priest. He was the one who killed him. You know, he.
The mummy of the King Tutankhamun was in Cairo from 80 years, and actually we returned it back to its home here in his tomb in the 4th of November in 2008. And as I told you that the tomb or the owner of the tomb wasn't effective in the history of Egypt, and his fame is starting by discovering his tomb. Actually he ruled Egypt when he was 9 years old, and his death when he was 19.
Shawet, could you please tell me what else there is to see here in the tomb? What are we looking at here now?
The granite sarcophagus. Okay, we discovered the mummy covered with a mask, then 3 sarcophagus. The smallest one from 118 kilogram pure gold, and the 3rd sarcophagus. Sorry, but we haven't published that. This is the niches which we discovered in it, the small statues, 365 statues, shawab statues. The shawab we work in the tomb as a substitute for the king himself, not as a servant.
Now it's beginning to fill up, Carol. Nice.
Now we are in the burial chamber of the king Ramses IV, and we discovered here the red granite sarcophagus for him, and on the top, on the ceiling, there is a goddess Nut, which is the sky god. She's ready to swallow the sun. She's ready to swallow the sun and make a reborn, a resurrection again in this next day.
So here is the tomb KV43. K means kings, V means valley, is the tomb number 43 for the king TOTT'S IV, the 18th dynasty. It means 1370 BC. The tomb discovered by Mr. John Howard Carter, 1902. But the tomb were empty because the mummy moved to another tomb. Okay? By the high priest king, his name Horihor from the 21 dynasty. The tomb discovered 1898 AD by Monsieur Victor Louis, the French archaeologist. The tomb number 35 I mentioned yesterday, in which he discovered how many was 13, 9 royal kings, 3 royal queens, and 1 boy. Among the 9 kings, the mummy of TOTT'S IV are now at Cairo Museum. When you enter the tomb, you go through steps. The most interesting tomb you see here, the goddess Hathor. Hathor. And the deceased king TOTT'S IV, with his name Men-Kebru-Ra. Men-Kebru-Ra. And she gave him Ankh. It means she gave him eternal life. Hathor, for the idea, she depicted as a cow, with the 2 horns and Ra between, and sometimes a lady with the face of the lady and 2 ears the cow, and sometimes a lady on her head horse, her husband. Hathor, for the idea, she had 11 jobs: the goddess of love, beauty, joy, music, dancing, West Mountain, 7 stars, motherhood, Sakamoti, magic, and healing. So altogether, 11 jobs. Now this tomb is the same like the tomb of the king TOTT'S III, his grandfather. It is dug very steep, and most of the entrance is left rough, unfinished. No carving, no painting, no inscriptions. You see TOTT'S IV, the departure king, on the present of the god Osiris, great dead, resurrection and justice. And his name Men-Kebru-Ra. TOTT'S IV in the present of Osiris, and Osiris the great dead, resurrection and justice. Here in the present of the jackal of God, was named Anubis, and Anubis, the jackal of God, the god of mummification and embalming. In the present of the goddess Hathor, I mentioned she had 11 jobs. Here again, TOTT'S IV in the presence of the goddess, her name Isis. Isis here, same Hathor, but we can make separation because you see here, Ber Horus, the house of Horus, her husband. Ber Hor means the house of Horus, and Hathor, she lived the same house, was Horus. So called Ber Horus, the house of Horus. So is this wife, her name Hathor. You look for the dress, is very fashionable. And here is the present again of Hathor again, and here the jackal of God was named Anubis, the god of mummification and embalming. It's well to misleading or to trap the grave robbers. Here this part when left unfinished. No painting.
待会儿得留个纪念啊，这里留了一个帽子。
It's nice and toasty.
So my friend Kevin, you are welcome. And my name Saleh, S-A-L-E-H. And here we are at Karnak. And Karnak at first and the most important, it is my home village. And the home village of my great grandfather. Those ancient Egyptian kings were my great ancestors. So in the behalf of my great ancestors, I have to welcome you again at my birth home. Karnak, it is the Arabic name. It means in English, the strong fortress. The Greek, when they came, they called this area Thebes. And Thebes, as the east side, we have Karnak and Luxor temple. It's called by the early Greeks the Acropolis. And Acro means living, and polis means city. West side with the King's Valley, the Queen's Valley, Noble Tomb, Hatshepsut, more to a temple called the Necropolis, city of the dead. What about the ancient names of Karnak? At the Old Kingdom, it's called Wasit, W-A-S-T, the town of the power, and belonged for Memphis. At the New Kingdom, 1580 BC, the name is changed into Ebet-Isut. And Ebet-Isut means the new capital of the New Kingdom, instead of Memphis near Cairo, the capital of the Old Kingdom. So between the Old Kingdom and the New Kingdom, 1200 years. So along the old Egyptian history, Karnak was very important since the Old Kingdom. So every king, he made addition here, obelisks or statues or shrines or temples for the three gods. The three gods of Karnak, their names Amun-Ra. And Amun-Ra, the son of the sun god Ra, the chief of the old Egyptian gods. Usually he crowned with two feathers. One feather justice and one feather wisdom. His wife, her name Mut, M-U-T. She crowned with the vulture wings and double crown, and the cobra. And their son Khunsu, the boy, he crowned with the moon disk. So Amun the father, Mut the mother, Khunsu the son, the thread of Karnak. And every king, he believed that he made the complete place for the three gods to regain their love and protection. So we call it Karnak temples, not one temple. Karnak collection. Karnak, the greatest natural museum all over the world. It covers area more than 160 acres. It took more than 2,000 years to build. So here it was the landing stage because it was a canal, and the canal joined between Karnak and the river Nile. The canal used for transportation of the obelisks, the transportation of the statues, and the transportation of the boats. Okay? And it used one day every year for the feast of Obed. And Obed festival, it means the annual marriage of the god Amun celebrations. At what time every year? 19th of July. Why 19th of July? Because 19th of July every year appears from the east a star. It is called Sirius or Dog Star. It declared the Nile flood season. Before they built Aswan Dam, the river Nile accustomed to flood 3 months a year, July, August, and September. So during the flood season, the river Nile carried from Africa to Egypt the black silt, and it covered Egypt landscape with the black mud. So at the ancient time, Karnak is called Kemet, K-I-M-E-T, means the black land.
By the way, I told you, you have a name. You will have a name, huh? This whole group will have a name. So you will have the name. This week you will be called the pharaohs. When I tell you pharaohs, I know that I'm calling for you. Okay? By the way, you are... الأسود مع الأسود الرأس. And قلنا over sleep.
Of Karnak. The Great Hall, it is the Arabic name which is given by the early Arab and the archaeologists and Egyptologists. Maybe you ask what were the ancient Egyptian name of this Hall of Karnak. The ancient Egyptian name Ta, Ber, Set, Hata, Nefer, Amun. What is the meaning of Ta, Ber, Set, Hata, Nefer, Amun? It means the beautiful garden in which the god Amun living. The Greeks, when they came, they admired the carving, they call it hypostyle. And hypostyle means the plantations. Me, I call it the forest of columns. Why? Because it consists of 134 columns. The 134 columns, they covered area 5,000 square meters. They took more than 100 years to build. Built during the reigns of the three kings, Ramesses I, his son, Seti I, and the grandson, Ramesses II. The middle part, it consists of the 12 columns. The 12 columns at the middle is 23 meters high. Have the classical oval floor, it means Lower Egypt. The 122 columns to the ascent on the right and the left, they are 18 meters high. Have the closed cabinet, means Upper Egypt. All it were covered with a roof. And the roof and the column, all from sandstone. So all were carved, scribed, and decorated. So if you look up there, you see the color is still original color or good painting. What, my friend, hello, about the shape of the roof, it were high at the middle, low to the side like the head and the two arms. And between the two levels of the ceilings, to the south and the north, they made windows or balconies to admit it and allowed the light and the air to get inside, in which noblemen, high officials, delegations, ministers, prime ministers, the high priest of Amun, the priest and the royal family, they made offerings, did prayers, burning incense, and sing hymns for Amun. The first courtyard used by the common or the local people. Second part with the most important Egyptian people. Maybe, ladies and gentlemen, you watched the cinema movie. It's called Death on the Nile. Five names.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 from the 5 names inside cartouches. This we call it cartouche. This birth name and coronation name. Birth and royal. This 1, 2, 3 title for the all kings. All kings. So if I start to read this here, lotus flower, it means Upper Egypt. The B, it means Lower Egypt. The half Egyptian loaf made the alphabet T of the hieroglyphics, T, T. Lotus, it read at the ancient time, Nissu, Nissu, and if we add T, it say Nissut. B like English B, and if we add T, it say BT. Together, Nissut, BT, mean the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, one name. The half moon here say Neb, N-E-B, it means Lord. The 2 lines and 3 dots say Tawi, means the 2 land. Neb Tawi, the Lord of the 2 lands, 2 names. His royal name, Ra the sun god. The stick with the head jacket say Osir, means the strongest. The scarab beetle say Kebru, mean existence. Like the alphabet A and Nile water say Merin, means beloved, Amun the god. So altogether Osir, Kebru, Ra, MEMNOM, the strongest, and existence of Ra, the beloved Amun. 3 names. The duck or the goose, it is say Sa, S-A, it means son, S-O-N, and Ra, the sun god, Sa-Ra, son of the sun god Ra. Neb, Lord, and Ka'u means shining. Neb Ka'u, Lord of shining. 4 names. City, Merim Bitah, city is the beloved of the god of Ptah, the local god of Memphis. These are 5 names of the king, Seti II. Okay?
No, keep going.
So here we are at Luxor tomb. And Luxor is the Arabic name, which is given by the early Arab. It means in English, the palaces, because one palace in Arabic means castle. Luxor, the plural of palace. The Greek, they call it Thebes. The ancient Egyptian name, Ber Resut Amun. And Ber Resut Amun means the south house of the harem of the god Amun. Why they call it the south house of the harem of the god Amun? Because every year, 19th of July, the divine family Amun, Mut, and Kunsu, and the king and his wife, they came from Karnak to Luxor, the Nile with 3 boats in the big procession, and stayed here for the 12 days and 2 night celebration. Then they went to Karnak with the avenue of the Sphinxes, which going or linked between Luxor and Karnak 3.5 kilometers. Consists of 1600s, 800 right and 8 left. Carries the 3 boats of the 3 gods on the shoulders of 120 beasts. They shaved hair, this white robes.
Hi. Behind me is a very famous statue for the king Amun III. This is the first king which want to make the god Amun satisfy on him. This is why he built this temple. I want to tell you something. This is a mixture of building. Every king want the god to satisfy on him, so he built for himself a part here in Luxor temple. We have another suggestion that maybe the owner of this statue, which is representing behind me, maybe he's Ramses II. And I told you that Ramses II is a very famous king which we have here in Egypt. No one pharaoh or no other pharaoh had been constructed a lot of monuments like him. He's the owner of Abu Simbel. He's the owner of the very well-preserved mummy which is preserving in the Egyptian museum. And actually I want to tell you something. He has 152 sons and 32.
The dagger and the belt. Huh? In his belly. The dagger. عجينك كمان ماشي. Here are the sons of the king, the princes, each one guiding a big oxen. Just for the offering for the feast of Obed, when they celebrate the 12 days as much celebration here every year during the flood season. It's called the feast of Obed, and Obed feast means the annual marriage of the god Amun celebration, or the honeymoon of the god Amun at Luxor temple every year. Which is the two lights in the top mountain that Hatshepsut. And behind Hatshepsut divided the kings. To the right there are Abu Naga and Ramsio and Madinat Habu and the worker and the artist village facing the west bank of the river Nile was called Karnak. We've been there this morning. If you look at the side, my friend, you see Karnak temples with a great obelisk. You can see it very clear.